Yeah, it's been a while, but I'm back for good reason. What's up, guys? This is Courtney, one half of the Brothers Deconstruction here, and I'm bringing you a review for the 2023 Goosebumps episode, Say Cheese and Die. I originally didn't have a video planned for Halloween this year, and if you're familiar with my videos on the channel, you know that I enjoy spooky season and have a bunch of horror related or adjacent videos / content. Those plans changed after I watched the first episode of the new Goosebumps show. And as you guys know, I don't usually do a review unless I've been having a bunch of internal conversation about the show, which probably doesn't bode well for this video, huh? No. They rebooted Goosebumps, guys. And after watching this episode, I have a couple questions. First off, whose idea was this? You decided to take an anthology book series that already had an anthology TV show adaptation in the late 90s and turn it into a teen horror comedy drama? Nobody asked for a Goosebumps reboot. And we just got 2 movies back in 2015 and 2018. I actually wasn't going to watch the show because of the trailer. When they first released the trailer for the series, it used Travis Scott's song, Goosebumps. And I hated it. Very on the nose. Stop doing that. Add on to the fact it just didn't look good to me. After watching some horror movies the past couple of weekends, though, I decided that I was going to at least watch the first episode, give it a shot, and see if it's good or not. Spoiler, it's not. And spoiler for the episode too, but you guys should be used to that. So, where do we start? I'm going to try and not run down the plot of the episode, but I kind of have to because it ties into the problems I have with it. This show, being a regular show instead of an anthology series, is its biggest fault in my opinion. In the opening of the episode, there's a teenager that dies in the basement of his house, but he has a bunch of the Goosebumps stuff that we would recognize scattered across the basement. We see Slappy the dummy, we see a Polaroid camera, a Phantom of the Opera style mask. That right there is already a red flag. Again, this shouldn't be a connected series. It should be anthology like the books in the original show. Justin Long and Leonard Roberts are the only 2 actors I recognize from this cast. I don't remember their character names, so I'll just be using Justin and Leonard's first names going forward, and I might just end up shortening Leonard to Leo, depending on how I feel. Justin inherits the house as he's related to the kid that dies. Leonard is the contractor fixing it up for him. Leonard tells him about the basement door that's locked and can't be opened and wants to put a wall over it. Justin, wanting to get into the basement, somehow cuts his hand trying to open the door with a crowbar. I still have no idea how that's even possible, but I don't work with crowbars, so don't listen to me. Leonard offers to take him to the hospital so he can get stitches. That's how bad he cut his hand. Justin's blood animates and is drawn to the keyhole in the door, and it unlocks the door. Okay, fine, I understand that because he's related to the kid that died. Leo, that really didn't take all that long, did it? Leo has a son who's the star quarterback up for the high school team, which he and some of the other parents of the students also went to. This show is listed as a horror comedy, but I think it's more teen drama. So that's why I called it a teen horror comedy drama earlier. I say this because we find out that Leo and his wife are going to struggle to pay for their son's college tuition, and he's really focused on getting a football scholarship. However, unbeknownst to them, he's not doing great in school and has a big test coming up that determines his eligibility for the big homecoming game that's going to have scouts in attendance. To me, this is unnecessary drama that I didn't ask for added into my Goosebumps show. The son's girlfriend is throwing a Halloween party, and the venue is moved from her house to the house the kid died in, with the idea that Justin isn't moving in until the next day, so it's safe. Now, during the setup, the son ends up going into the basement and grabbing the Polaroid camera and taking a picture of his girlfriend and his neighbor slash kind of best friend, I guess. Mind you, this is probably 20 to 25 minutes into a 47-minute episode. Justin crashes the party and tells the kids to get out. He's also a new teacher at the school, by the way, so he's going to be running into them often. The outcome of the girlfriend's photo happens after the party while the kids are fleeing, but we don't know that's the outcome of the photo because we haven't seen it up until that point in the episode. The son notices that picture later on and sees the one of his neighbor, which comes true at a later moment. He tries to tell another friend about the weird camera, but that friend takes a photo of him and it shows him with a broken arm in his football jersey. This spooks him, of course, and he destroys the camera. Now, this is a nitpick type of thing, but he destroys it in the shed or garage or whatever, but he destroys it by smashing it and then pouring lighter fluid on it and burning it on a fucking work desk. How the whole house didn't go up in flames is actually pretty amazing, which actually would have been hilariously ironic. I'll get to that a little bit later. Fast forward to the game. He plays an excellent first half of football and they have the lead. Yeah, so he passed that exam he needed for eligibility by cheating off of his neighbor slash best friend. Again, more drama I didn't want in my Goosebumps show. The neighbor and the girlfriend don't like each other, and they kind of had an argument at the party, and the girlfriend stormed off, which led to her photo coming true. In the locker room before they head out to start the second half of the game, he notices the camera in a random locker and is absolutely shook. He then basically tells his team, hey, protect me, the quarterback. That's the most important thing over winning this game. After fumbling the start of the possession, he ends up, actually snapping into it and playing the possession. Now, during the play, he ends up hallucinating a bunch of flaming monsters and demons on the field that he runs from, which are actually just his teammates and opposing players. He actually ends up getting tackled really badly and breaks his arm like in the photo. Now, one key thing that the girlfriend saw is the ghost of the kid that died in the house. And he bursts into flames and then disappears into dust. That happened before she hurt herself, like the picture showed. I think the ghost popping up and bursting into flames happens one more time before the end of the episode. While the son is freaking out on the field, one of the parents also sees basically all of the flaming monsters on the field. Later on in the hospital, she talks to Leo and tells her the kid that died in the house, died in the basement, is coming back to avenge what they did to him. Now, remember when I said it would have been hilariously ironic had he set fire to the work shed while destroying the camera? This is what I was talking about. You burning down and perhaps dying in the shed after your parents were involved in the fiery death of a classmate in high school would have been universal justice. Oh, and to end the episode, Justin sees the ghost of the kid, who promptly bursts into flames and disappears. However, the ash-like dust that he disappears into is sucked inside Justin, seemingly possessing him. So I guess going forward in this series, he's going to be possessed by the ghost rider spirit of his vengeful relative. Yes, those words just came out of my mouth. This is the connectedness to my Goosebumps show I don't want. Why did it take so long to get to the camera and start revealing what the photos were? Why is it based in a single town and connected with this high school and these parents? Why did we have to do a Goosebumps connected universe? This story would have been solid if it was like a thriller show that didn't have the Goosebumps title attached to it. This actually seems like the framing story of a series like American Horror Story, not Goosebumps. The acting was okay in parts, mostly by Justin and Leo, and I don't want to disparage the young actors, even though they're probably 20-somethings playing high schoolers, but their acting was up and down, but mostly down. This should be an elongated adaptation of the books instead of the show that it is. And you guys know, most times I try to break up a review by having bits of footage in it, but I'm not giving that much effort. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think I gave it all just getting through the episode, which I paused several times and just told myself to power through. I'm not continuing this series, but I really felt like I had to get this out, especially for Halloween. I'll be doing a review of an episode from the 90s show as well that I'll be dropping on Halloween Day. I'm thinking that'll be the original Say Cheese and Die episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed that review. Be on the lookout for that 90s Goosebumps episode, and I'll talk to you guys later. Why? Whoever came up with this idea will pay for their crimes.